지금 다운로드 받으세요.
Set.
Yeah, if I look at it, it would take me a long time to figure out how many away matches are still available for those players, but I'm pretty sure Zest is out. Anyways, Reality still has a shot. He actually has 4 games left to play. We talked about this at the beginning of the group, how his games kind of ramp up, and at the end he plays 4 very close to each other, kind of one off. He has a break between each of the last 4 sets he's going to play, but they're kind of back-to-back.
If your friends are Reality fans, tell them to get in here and watch these games. He's playing against some of the best players in the world here, and he's going to be going up against herO. The first thing that Reality said when he got in the lobby was like, wow, you're no joke, Young. Like, older brother, he's like, damn, man, you are actually really good, you know? So Reality giving him a little pat on the back. He was obviously watching that game as it is a PVT, and he's about to play one against herO.
Now, if herO secures this win, he will be the first player to advance from the group with 6 wins. And he's 1 game away.
Are you feeling it? Are you feeling the win here?
I'm feeling it. I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too. And we're just getting confirmation that if he does win this, he is set.
Along with Zest, actually. That'll take away the 1 away win potential, I guess, as well. So if he wins this, he and Zest will advance. Let's jump into the set. Number 24.
Here we are on Dusk Towers, and so begins our 5-game streak of Dusk Towers. So I hope you guys like this match, or this map rather. That is Reality in the bottom left, Terran player, you should know him.
Yep, and his opponent to the top right in blue is herO. You should know him as well. You really should know him.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, like, what do you do?
Not following StarCraft 2. Like a noob.
Like a noob. Super noob. Oh.
Great conversation we're having. Will.
Yeah. Well, if you watch Korean StarCraft, you're just gonna enjoy it. Like, it's so high level, so awesome. There's a lot to learn, and I'm not gonna teach you. I'm not here to teach you guys. But if you watch the play, you watch the subtleties. I mean, I did teach some stuff earlier about like how to micro Phoenixes and things like that. But I'm not gonna get like as in depth. But if you watch and you're like high level enough, you can learn so much from watching these players. And also you're going to see like high level production that happens 5 days a week at its highest, you know, of StarCraft. This is not just a weekend tournament. It's not a one-off. This happens all year long, up to 5 days a week.
TV level production, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally on TV. Like,
yep.
We're not, but we're on Twitch TV, which is better than TV anyways. Death to the cable companies. Ooh, look at this gas block. I like this.
Yeah, actually, we saw Maru doing a little bit of this in the last game.
I actually prefer this to the eBay block, to be totally honest. Like, this is much more valuable, I think.
Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, there he goes. And he keeps his SCV alive, which is pretty nice. Doesn't overdo it there.
Yep, sending the Reaper across for some additional scouting information. The SCV is 1 tap away from death.
And I feel like herO's just going to do the same thing. I feel like whenever Protosses do this, they rarely lose, where they take an early third base because it's very safe, and the Terran generally doesn't have enough. You know, Maru has been trying this kind of style where you stay on 2 base for a long time and you get aggressive, right? You get stim, combat shields, lots of just bio, and try to punish the early third base, and it's kind of worked out, but not always. But generally, I feel like when we see the Terrans go for this early third base and just play this kind of game, they struggle to hold the third base because the Protoss gets an early third base too, and then they just add 8 gates and they have blink and adept attack speed, and they just make 1 million units and walk across the map and kill you.
I think the make or break on this map for the Terran is the horseshoe drops, you know? I call them that. I don't know what else. No one else has made a word for it. So I'm just going to keep calling them that. But just because I know a lot of people who are watching don't know, I'm trying to make this a term because eventually people will accept that this is a thing that happens.
It's like away cheese is a thing.
Yeah, it's like something that literally happens on this map every time the map is played, but there is a name for it. I made it. It's called horseshoe drops. Look at the top right of the mini map, people watching right now. Look at where the backdoor expansion of herO is. and look at where the third base is going to be. If you drop between those two bases, if the Protoss doesn't have a Void Ray or Phoenixes, then you have to, or Blink, but Blink isn't even necessarily going to help you. You then have to run back and forth over and over and over again. Not that interesting. But yeah, you saw the third base.
Yeah.
But,
no, he didn't. He missed it.
Oh, he didn't see it? Okay.
Yeah.
But you have to then run your units from your backdoor expansion to your third base over and over and over again. And if the Terran is good with his drops, good with his control there, that's how the Terran wins the game, is in that moment, more often than not, unless it's something weird like a cheese or like a Widowmine drop that just the Protoss doesn't split against. But every other win we see from Terrans usually is revolved around those drops.
Everybody's clapping for herO's third base. Very happy about this.
Yeah, very exciting, yeah. And there was much rejoicing.
Yeah.
The fact that Reality is going for a third base, which is now scouted because he didn't raise his depot.
Sacrificial Adept.
The fact that he's going for this third base means that herO will have more flexibility with his own third. He's going to add his double forge. This is something that herO's been doing specifically in this matchup today. Every time he feels safe, instantly 2 forges. And the upgrade advantages that he's been getting have been really helpful for him. He's also going for Blink. Second Twilight Council is a mistake, but Blink is useful.
No second Twilight Council here. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Oh my god. I didn't even realize he had one already, even with Blink on the...
It's fine. Not even the programmer
game number
herO.
24, guys.
Not even the programmer herO noticed, man. So it's totally all right. Like,
I feel better.
There's anyone on the internet being like, I don't know if Brandon should... he doesn't know. I'm like, well, herO doesn't know either.
Attention. It's okay. It's because he wants to get adept attack speed very fast. Imagine if that becomes a thing, where you just... it's like the Roach Warren thing with the double upgrade.
He is going to do it, but like, Kanata literally just said, I heard him behind you, said, well, this could also just not be a mistake. He could be going for the glaives, like just like you said. The fact that that's happening right now is not actually indicative that this is not a mistake. In fact, I think it's a mistake, and he's just trying to get a little bit of an edge from it.
Make the best of it, you know?
But is it worth the 100 gas to have these glaives a little bit faster? Well, we'll find out in a second if he attacks, and it's like 10 seconds before Mar has Reality has enough stuff to defend.
This is actually all lining up. I think the 1-1 is going to be a little bit late, but it's going to be close, and this is I very much expected him to do this exact kind of play with just 1 million gateways and 1 million units, but this is an interesting kind of tech, I guess, into the build.
Let's see if this ends up being intentional. I mean, I'm still leaning towards he's capitalizing on the fact that he actually made a second Twilight Council. Actually, you know what? Let me think about this again, because why would he make it a second Twilight Council for 2-2? 2-2 is way too far away. The more I think about it, actually, I was feeling pretty hardcore that it was a mistake, but I mean, look at the timing. Like, look at this. Look at this. herO's too smart for this. Like, I didn't give him enough credit. He must have known
that he was getting blinked, too. Like, unless he's really just that tired, And the fact that he immediately upgrades the glaives, right away. Yeah, I think this was actually on purpose, and that's just really cool.
Well, the only thing is he's not actually out on the map. So the fact that this all lines up is now no longer important. This is what I was talking about, where I'm like, let's see if it matters. Because it's going to take him as long as the extra blink time to walk across the map before this even actually matters. So it's cool if he did it intentionally, but it didn't give him an advantage in this particular game, in this particular case.
His Warp Prism is... Okay, he's warping in now. He's going to drop, and it looks like maybe attack the front at the same time. But
I think he's kind of nervous about what Reality is doing, so he's not being as committed to this as maybe he was going to be.
And that kind of sucks for him, because I think he definitely could have done a lot of damage. If he got a couple of warp-ins of 8 units.
Yeah, if he was in perfect position when all those upgrades finished, it would have been a huge, powerful moment for him to attack. Okay, we do see the 4 Adept drop here. He scouts the Fusion Core. Oh, man. Goes into phase mode in range of the turret, and that shuts this down.
Look at where Reality's units were. They were all the way in the middle of the map. They were nowhere near defending. If he had a warp-in of 8 Adepts to fight this bio, he could easily fight it, and he would be doing so much more damage.
He still forces the entirety of Reality's army home. Probably sent every single unit home. Every unit except whatever unit's up to the north of the map. I think it's a Liberator. Every other unit went home. So, there's still a big win in my book for herO. 2-2 is getting closer to finishing.
Yeah, it's going to move out on the map here, and it looks like he's going to shade from the left side, actually. No, he's not going to commit to it. Just 4 coming in. Do a bit of damage.
Okay, 7 kills, 8 kills, maybe 9. Nope, doesn't get the last hit off. There's a Liberator. There's also one to the north. Quick response by herO, though. And just out of range of that with the advanced ballistics. That's why the Void Ray comes out here, and good timing to deal with this. Let's see how quickly Reality responds. Okay, too late.
Yep. Not going to get away from that.
Still lost mining over here at the 3rd base. Not the end of the world because herO has a 4th base he's transferring probes to right now.
Just kind of fine with it. And Reality very far behind on his 4th base, so it looks like he wants to attack out here and do some damage.
We even have charge coming out from herO. Now this is also just because he made 2 Twilight Councils. No, I'm just kidding. That's not as common in this matchup anymore, but certainly going to be interesting to see. He's adding Archons in as well via DTs, I guess, to save some money.
Oh, we got a massive drop coming into the main, and he's got Liberators to follow this up. Double overcharge, and all the units coming in here as well.
Yep. And, I mean, he just has a lot of stuff here. He's going to blink back into these Liberators. One barely doesn't go down. He's got the Void Ray here as well, so Reality can't stick around. But this unlocks this opportunity over here to attack this 4th base. He also sets up Liberation Zones, so going over here to save it is going to be a lot more difficult for herO. Just going to go down here by the looks of things.
Yeah, nice move by Reality, but he has to be careful not to get these units caught. That's a big chunk of his army. And he's essentially going to have to kite away here. herO just walking on through the Liberation Zones, and we see the Liberators do go down, and Reality does lose a big chunk of his units there. Finally, that Liberator gets taken out. Second one over here does as well. And herO is like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll just take my 4th base again. I'm getting 3-3. He hasn't gone for any other tech. Like, no Tempest out on the map to deal with the Liberators.
This is the scary part, right? This is how Reality actually won earlier, one of his TVPs, where he just had advanced ballistics very early, and his opponent, I want to say Super, I can't remember who it was actually.
I think it was Super, yeah. He got Colossi.
He got Colossi and didn't have an answer for this, never got Tempests, and took some unnecessary fights in the middle of the map. I don't think herO's going to make that mistake, but still the lack of tech means that Reality's army is stronger than it could be. Here we go. Here's Liberation Zone. He's going to fight right on top of them. Stalkers blink to the left side, trying to pick them off, but there's Marauders for support.
I don't know about this attack. Kind of working, though. Scan goes down, but the DTs all survive, and he takes out everything on the ground, in fact. Wiping that out.
Yeah, I think just too much Protoss there, and the blink to the left side was really good. 3-3 is about to finish here for herO now. Moving across the map, even with his mothership. And, I mean, Reality did move his main to the 4th base location, so that's something he wants to attack now. Reality can't do a big drop. He can't really attack at all. In fact, he just kind of has to sit here and defend.
We're going to see a huge warp in here, and this is going to hit with 3-3 as long as herO waits for it. Reality still being annoying with these Liberators. Oh, he's not going to wait for it. Here we go, the anti-timing. He wants to come in and kill him right now.
Well, he has so many units, he may very well be able to do it. He has to kill the Liberators. That's his main priority. The Void Ray is still alive at the back, does finally go down to the turret, and that's too much bio. He committed there with not enough anti-air. Meanwhile, this Liberator is getting damage done. And suddenly a game that herO basically had won is it. And look, the anti-timing you're talking about, 3-3 finishes right afterwards. And this is another one of those fights. This is the fight that Super took that he didn't need to take. He didn't need to force in that situation. Because I guess he's scared because he doesn't have Tempest Tech that he had to take a fight like that. I'm not really following the logic there. He wanted to kill that base, but it wasn't something he needed to maybe lose a game over. Like, the fact that that base is up is not that important because he also has a base. He also has the better worker count. Things that he knows. This is not, like, secret to him.
And now the attack is coming to the 4th base, and herO really doesn't have much. He doesn't even have energy for overcharges here.
Yep, this DT is getting a little bit of value, but there's the scan to wipe it out. Good placement on these Liberators, and I think that is just simply game here.
That's going to be it. The entire Protoss army being wiped out. The Terran moving in now. One more scan will clean this up. And that should be it. GG. Reality taking out herO, denying him these spots for now.
And that also means that Zest is still having to play his next match versus Super. And is not yet out of the group either. So the next match, we're going to jump into it very quickly. Super also is not necessarily eliminated if Zest wins the game. He'll be in one of those situations where you have 5 wins where you have to hope for the right amount of things to happen. Actually, when I look at it, though, I don't want to do this math. Never mind.
I think Zest is a shoo-in, basically, but getting that 6th win will 100% get him that spot. So
yeah, it'll also be a
this win.
5th away win if he does it.
Yeah. And the map, you guys guessed it, is Dusk Towers.
Yeah,
this is
going to
be
have a little bit more of that.
Number 2 of 5 in a row. And then the last game, game 30, if we have to do it, will also be Dusk Towers. But there's a chance that we don't play that if both Zest and herO get wins, because, you know, they'll both be out. There's no reason to play that game.
Yeah. So, right, yeah, I'm just looking to see, like, what other stuff, like, needs to happen. Don't forget that Lucera is eliminated, but Super will have to play against him no matter... Oh, no, he might not. If Reality beats Super on set 27, that match between the two of them in set 28 will not be required. Assuming that Super also loses the match before that.
Oh, yeah. If he loses now,
right now,
then,
yeah. All right.
We're figuring it out as we go, guys, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say to you guys at this point in time as we're now on our 25th set of 30, and we've kind of been keeping the story to you guys the whole time, just trying to give like more information because some of these players I know are your favorite players and you want them to get out, so I'm letting you know all the information. If Lucera is one of your favorite players, he will not be advancing here, but he was the only Zerg to be in Code S by default from last season because of his Code S performance in Season 1. So he's already in Code S, so if you're a big Lucera fan, fear not, he'll still be in the GSL.
He'll still be around. He's not going anywhere. He'll probably pop up from time to time at KT Pro League matches as well if you want to watch him there. And a
little bit later on tonight as well. Like, he's still got matches to play. So
I think one more?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one more match. And as of right now, we're kind of like, we're nearing the end here. It looks like Zest and herO, they're just like 1 win away. I think Zest is kind of in either way, but just to secure it 100%. And besides them, Maru and Reality are sitting at 4 wins, so they're kind of the next people trying to vie for that 3rd place spot.
All right, I'm gonna do a calculation right now because we're not doing anything else.
Do it.